Hello, in today's topic we're going to talk about the 5 points you need to know about getting a home inspection, and this is in the perspective of a buyer's agent. What I'm going to share with you are 5 points that you need to be aware of when you're making a home inspection a condition of your home offer. Now, the first part is it's very important the way in which you make the condition of a home inspection in your offer. And I'm going to review some information with you right now regarding that. As an example, you're going to say, Mr. Seller, I'm a smart buyer and I want to get a home inspection. But no matter what that home inspection says, I will be willing to negotiate with you. Mr. Seller, if you don't negotiate with me, I have the right to walk away and get my deposit money back. Now that, in my opinion, is the best way to go, but there is another way you can do it. Don't really recommend it, but you could do it this way. Mr. Seller, I'm a smart buyer and I'm going to get a home inspection. But no matter what that home inspection says, I have the right to walk away without negotiating with you. So you're going to have to choose the better one that fits you. But in my opinion, if you want to buy the house and you're making an offer, it's better to negotiate, because remember, you're asking the seller to accept your offer and take the house off the market while you conduct your home inspection. Now, number 2, keep in mind what the home inspection condition is for. The home inspection is to check for any major mechanical or structural issues. Now, this includes plumbing, electrical, heating, and any type of roof or structural issues. It is not to negotiate with the seller the loose gutter on the outside of the home or a little stain in the carpet. That's not to negotiate things like that. It's not to do some painting or to see that there's a little nick on a door. It's not to negotiate stuff like that. It's all major mechanical issues. Now also, number 3, you're going to want to make sure that when you make your offer, you actually schedule your home inspection for 5 days after your home offer gets accepted. Now, when you make your offer, you want to make sure you ask for the seller reply within 24 hours. You don't want other buyers getting in there and getting their offers reviewed by the seller. This is a serious offer and you should get a serious reply within 24 hours. Now, if you schedule that inspection and you tell the seller's agent that it's scheduled within 5 days of your offer getting accepted, you actually tell them the exact date it's scheduled for. The seller feels really confident that you're serious about making this offer and you're not going to dilly-dally around, because the agreement of sale in Pennsylvania gives you 15 days to schedule that home inspection. Remember, the seller's taking the home off the market. They're going to feel more comfortable with somebody that if the home inspection condition gets released or doesn't go through in 5 days, they know they're going to have a final answer. That's going to make them feel more comfortable. Now, the next one is number 4. Now, number 4 is very important. You want to make sure that the first thing you do in your agreement of sale is get your home inspection. Now, most real estate agents are going to tell you the first few steps that you should go through in executing your agreement of sale is getting the appraisal. That's not true. Unless there's a problem with the house appraising and you're concerned with that, you should have the home inspection done first. If you're making an offer in a buyer's market, there should be no problem with the appraisal. So you shouldn't have to be concerned with that. So you get your home inspection within the first 5 days, you release it within 6 or 7 days, and then you move forward. Because your home inspection is going to cost you anywhere from $350 to $600, and that really depends on your current market and where you live. Now, do you want to get the appraisal done at the same time, which is going to be another like $475, and then not buy the house because you can't negotiate the home inspection and now you're out the appraisal and the home inspection? I don't think so. The home inspection comes first. The last point I want to make, which is very important as well, is if things come up in the home inspection that you don't feel comfortable with, like say for instance there's a leaky roof. In order to negotiate a leaky roof with a seller, you need to get a professional out there and find out how much that leaky roof is going to cost to get repaired. You're not going to want to try and negotiate with the seller without having an estimate, because otherwise you're just asking the seller for money and there's no proof that that's what it really costs. That's the way you go about negotiating the home inspection and making the home inspection a condition of your offer. I hope this gives you just a little more information about what the home inspection condition is about. presenting major problems you can encounter at a home inspection.
I often hear people tell me that they can't afford a home inspection. And I tell them, you can't afford not to get a home inspection. There are major problems that can be encountered when purchasing a home that you will be alerted to if you get a home inspection. Leaky underground oil tanks. If you have a leaky underground oil tank and the Department of Environmental Protection catches wind of that, they'll have you remove that underground oil tank and all the contaminated soils beneath it. This could cost $30,000 to $40,000. That's a lot of money to have to pay after you've purchased a house. Radon. Radon is a radioactive gas that is a byproduct of the breakdown of uranium underneath the Earth's surface. This gas can build up in your basement and in your home to where the Department of Environmental Protection deems it to be cancer-causing. You really should get a radon test. Mold issues. If you have mold issues in your house, 20% of people are allergic to mold and will be having allergic reactions. Also, there's mold that can become toxic in your system after a very short exposure time. I'm sure you've all heard of black toxic mold, Stachybotrys. You should get a home inspection to identify these things. Environmental hazards in building products. Prior to 1978, a lot of paint had lead in it. If you're purchasing a house built before 1978, there's a good chance you have lead in your paint. Also, asbestos on boiler pipes in basements, in floor tiles, in ceiling tiles. There's a whole lot of environmental hazards that were used in building products that you should be alerted to when you get a home inspection. Structural concerns. Your house sits on the structure. If you have a structural problem, it can be very costly to fix. Failing roofing materials. The average house costs $5,000 to $7,000 to put new shingles on. That's a lot of money. Failing or unsafe heating systems. The average heating system costs $6,000 to $8,000 to install, and if you have a gas-fired furnace and the heat exchanger has a hole in it, you could be getting the carbon monoxide right up into your rooms, and we all know carbon monoxide can kill you. It's very important to get a home inspection to identify these things. So once again, when somebody tells me that they can't afford a home inspection, I tell them, you can't afford not to get a home inspection.